the ratings. When you talk about what the pound for pound really means, how is it not Conor McGregor? The guy was the 45-pound champion, 55-pound champion, and beat a guy at 170. That's what pound for pound really means. So,
but are you saying that it takes such a toll on him to do it that since he already was able to go up there and get it, going to do it again is just too much?
We should have never done it in the first place. That's what weight classes are for. They wanted to do it. We did it. They wanted to do it again. We did it again. They're 1-1. There's only so many of those wars you can be in your career, and it takes a lot out of you. Some guys go into wars like that, and they're never the same after it again, you know?
So what's next?
Look at Meldrick Taylor when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
There's one for you.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I mean,
we know that
he was never the same after that fight. And we've had those type of fights, too. I believe that Rory MacDonald was never the same after the Robbie Lawler fight. That fight ruined him. So, you know, I don't want to do that to someone special like Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? It's just not right.
Are you guys, and I know obviously you're biased, but are you guys unequivocally bigger than boxing right now?
I would say yes. I mean, here's the problem with boxing, okay?
Which you still like.
I do. I love it. Every few years, boxing will come up with a big fight. And even when they do it, they just screw it up, man.
I know.
It's like a going out of business sale every time they have a fight.
For Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Yep.
And if they were to rematch, I wouldn't go near it.
Right,
it turned me off so much.
I say
and I felt like I was cheated during that fight.
It hurt the sport of boxing so bad, that fight. And these guys are so greedy. So if they're already going to make $1 zillion, right? You couldn't get tickets to that fight until like the Wednesday before because they're all trying to sell them on the secondary market. So all the room rates in Vegas collapsed. That fight hurt Las Vegas really bad, believe it or not.
All because they're just trying to double dip, get it whatever they can.
It's every time these guys put on an event, it's a going out of business sale. How much money can I get from the public, for this last fight? Instead of doing things the right way, you're already going to make $1 million, $1 zillion, I mean.
Right.
And then make the people have a good experience. It's about the fans at home and at the live event. When you leave my event, I don't care who's on the card. You're never going to sit in the arena and go, "Yeah, I don't ever want to come to one of these again."
That's a win.
No, well, it's important too because let's be clear. Those MSG tickets were nothing to shake a stick at. They were expensive. The seats in front of our suite, directly in front, were $1,000,
and they were probably getting sold on the secondary market too.
For even more.
Right.
$16,000. Those tickets on the floor were going for.
In your wildest dreams, when you took over in 2000, spent $2 million, and did it with the Fertitta brothers, who I'm not sure really exist.
Right.
In your wildest dreams, did you ever think that we would be here?
Yeah, I believed in this thing. I really believed in this thing. If you look at interviews from me 15 years ago, I literally say everything that we're going to do, that we've done. Yeah.
Yes. Am I crazy? For the night of the fight, my wife, who also was there and covering it for 120 Sports, we're there and we're very excited. And I said to her, I will not rule out that Donald Trump shows up tonight.
Right.
And now it was like a week removed from the election, but given your history, and you stood in the fire next to him, including in our interview, and I backed you into a corner about a couple things, and you still would say, listen. That wasn't the version of him I knew. I like Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. I thought he's going to deliver, and even though he just won, he's going to show up. Was there ever a chance?
Yes, he talked to me. He called me. Yeah, he called me, and he said, I want to come to this thing so bad, but let me tell you this. The Secret Service think it's a really bad idea, and they also think that I'm going to ruin your event if I show up because Secret Service is going to have to rip that place apart. They're going to shut down streets and do all this stuff.
That's true.
So I'm telling you, this guy keeps his word like nobody I've ever dealt with. He's such a good guy. So
that scares me about some things politically, but I hear what you're saying.
Think of this, right? This guy says to me, I'd be honored for you to come speak at the RNC. I did it. I go out there and I speak. It was great. I had a good time. Was treated well the whole time out there. Whatever, right? So the night I was in New York. The night that the elections happened, I'm staying at the Peninsula Hotel, right? And Hillary Clinton's at my hotel, too. And diagonally across the street is Trump Tower. And I'm like, oh, my God, he's winning. I'm talking to the Fertitta brothers who do exist. I'm talking to them on the phone. We're going back and forth. So then Ivanka's husband calls me and says, we're going to win this thing. he says, my father-in-law loves you, this, that, and everything else. Go down to the Hilton right now. Meet us down there for the celebration party. This guy just won look, nobody thought it would happen. Everybody was already calling him that, basically calling Hillary the president. It's over, this and that. This guy thinks of me.
That is pretty cool.
To call me, for me to come out there, this is the kind of guy this guy is. I'm telling you. I've dealt with him for 16 years. Everything about this guy has been as stand-up can be. So.
Well, listen, from your mouth to God's ears, I'm praying for the best. I do enjoy your stories about him, though. I find them fascinating. So you think it's unlikely he'll actually ever show up to an event at this point, even if he wants to?
He wants to. He wants to come. And he calls me twice a month. He still calls me twice a month. We still talk twice a month. He'll talk about the fight that just happened the other day. Wow, it was crazy and this and that.
So he really enjoys the sport, too.
Yeah, no, he does.
What was it? Was it Tito Ortiz? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Tito, wasn't he on The Apprentice?
Tito was on The Apprentice, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
He even had MMA guys on the show at the time. Tito Ortiz was a huge Trump supporter, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like I said, anybody who knows him, they'll tell you.
I know. It is one of the things that I find to be such an interesting dichotomy about him. Because when you talk to us, you did not try to support every word that he said.
Right.
But you did say you spoke on your personal experience.
But that's the case with every president. There's never going to be a president or a politician that you agree with everything they say. Never going to be the case.